as a recap, I'm sure people have gone over the video, which is a lot easier now with Jimbo posting them. So, as part of a task that was given to Isla from the Harpers, he was following up on a reported substance that was on the streets of Waterdeep. That led to the through a series of adventures against the were-rats to a tavern in the dock wall called the Hanging Lantern, where all looked on the face of it to be quite normal, but there was something that was just not quite right underneath. And with that, then doing a little bit of digging, managed to find a secret tavern located far and deep beneath the actual Hanging Lantern itself, where there's quite a few sort of weird groupings of people, particularly a lot of halflings and some Xanathar in there as well. But then they met a prisoner that was locked up in there called Schemo Weirdbottle, who told them that he runs an apothecary, a potions shop, and that he'd come down to investigate this narcotic as well. Carrying on with the investigation, it led them through a series of rooms where they found that they were actually harvesting a creature from the Underdark, a fungus known as a myconid, which was being skinned and then the flesh cured and powdered and then mixed with the liquid from a damaged elder brain, which was then part of the process of changing it into this black, almost charcoal but slightly shimmering powder known as Emperinen. In order to get in there and to use Schemo, there was a switch done between Schemo and Ulfgar, and a little bit of a bribery going on in order to achieve it. So we pick up with Ulfgar still in the cell, and you guys having battled the were-rats and the elder brain, destroying the elder brain, which destroyed the psychic link to the halfling were-rats in that room. Negan, Isla, Tavis, Thurin and Schemo now stand in this darkened room amongst the apparatus, dead elder brain, and that's where we pick it up. Anyone got anything they want to add to the recap? Anything you want to discuss prior to?
No, all good.
No. Right, let's kick it off. So, the elder brain having perished, and you guys now having to sort of catch your breath and sort of see the room for what it is. What do you guys want to do?
Can I go over to the pool where the elder brain is?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to take a sample of the elder brain.
The elder brain itself?
Yeah, I want to cut a piece of it off.
Okay.
Can I take a sample of the liquid that he's in?
Yep. I'm assuming you've got some sort of container for...
I've got a medicine kit. With
Okay.
probably vials and stuff in like that.
Yeah, and as you sort of get close to the pool, you can sort of see where these limp tentacles, these sort of tendrils of weird sort of brain, purpley pink flesh now lie limp, hanging out over the sides of the pool. The pool is still giving off this quite sort of neon blue phosphorescent glow. but you can also see that on the 4 key tables, especially the one in the middle with the large glass sort of circular cauldron vats with various pipes and tubing, they're glowing as well, where you can see that they've moved that water over, that liquid.
Is the were rat in front of me, like, just dead on the floor?
Yeah, as the elder brain perished, this the at that moment the bodies just go limp, almost as if the puppet strings had been snapped. They just collapsed at that point.
And it hasn't turned back in. Still looks like the were rat.
Yeah, the point where they died. Yeah, they were in it's like a hybrid state. They sort of had, you can sort of see the features and the were rat.
Is anyone looking at me while I'm looking at it?
I'm not. Now I'd probably be trying to look at another one that was near me, and at the end of the last session, I just went and took some of its teeth. So I'd probably just be like looting it, seeing if there's anything on
the rat that was next to me that was attacking.
Kick it.
Just want to kick it. Yeah. Good old smash.
Yeah.
And then
you give it a.
And then I just want to check it over. Sure, there isn't anything on it that I can see that's any.
No, you can sort of see that these are almost dressed in it would almost be like a clerical gown. It would almost be not so much like a medicinal type thing. It'd be more like a worship, like this. But looking over them, they're all wearing the same thing, with no positions on them.
Yeah, I just walk and then go close to where they near the brain.
Yep. I take a look around the tables and take a few different samples, but in various state of manufacture, and especially looking for something that would look to be like an end product.
Yeah,
like a little sack of that or gram of
that. There were 4 long tables, and from the door that you came in, which was on the sort of the left-hand side, working your way across, you can sort of see that there are 4 stages, or what look like 4 stages. Within each of the table, there are slight changes made to the compound, if you like, moving down the table, but there's sort of like 4 unique sort of stages. So that on the first table, as you start to look around, you can sort of see that these strips of this dried myconid flesh, quite sort of rigid now that they've dried out, and with this sort of distinct curve where they've been hung up and dried, they've retained that shape, all sort of piled on one end, and further down you sort of see that that's sort of crushed into what would look almost like wood chip, only not quite stick. It's brown, and it's not quite fine, it's still quite gummy. On the next table, you can sort of see that's being powdered and ground down, but I guess brown powder. And then on the next table again, you can see where the vats are. This brown powder is then being added to these vats of blue Elbrain liquid, and then once it's then been drained, they move on to the final table where it dried, and you can see that the brown has now been replaced with this almost jet black, but it does shimmer in the light. You can sort of see it has this really sort of fine, really fine dust, like really sort of like the type of dust that if you were to touch it would just coat your finger really, straight away.
Would it be quite straightforward for me to figure out the process of how it was made, seeing all the equipment there?
Roll a medicine check. First roll of 2023.
17.
Yeah, you can sort of see that there is an order to it. You can see that this flesh goes through these various stages. The most complex stage that you can see would most certainly be whatever happens in the vat. So how much, if you were to recreate it, for example, how much of the myconic flesh to the liquid, the time it spends in there, is there a temperature to it? All that stuff would remain a bit of a mystery. But the final table definitely looks like it's.
Can I check this wereat that's near me? Is there any signage to its clothes? We saw an image, didn't we, of a skull with tentacles. Is there anything like that attached to the clothes?
Not that you can see. No, the only actual image that you can see of that is on those banners that hang on the back wall.
Did it have anything on him at all, like, for looting?
No, like I said, they're kind of wearing these just like it's almost like a ceremonial robe that they're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with nothing really of any description.
Can I quickly take out some paper and some charcoal and make a very rough sketch of that symbol, please? You don't know. I did.
Yeah, I think you did that. Yeah.
How big is the hanging the banner?
Yeah, they're quite substantial. They're of a heavy material, and as you sort of view the room, the room itself is it's got quite like almost like a vaulted ceiling. It's almost like this is it's almost like it was a temple itself. It gives you a very sort of gothic temple feel to it. These large support pillars that are on the back wall, then with these banners that are hanging. Yeah, it's the light is really low. You're mainly just getting this blue light from various pools of where this water is.
What's our mate appear to be doing?
He is down the final table. You can sort of see that there is off that table there is what looks like large sort of quantities that it's been packed up. You can sort of see that it's there's like sort of brown paper where it's sort of wrapped again and quite delicately, almost like origami, like folded together to like close it all up. And you sort of see that these packs are probably like small bricks, if you like, rounded edges, just neatly packed, and they are just stacked off the final bench.
Any sconces around?
You can sort of see that there are sconces, but there's nothing lit in them.
I'd like to sort of get my pack off my back a little bit and open it up and see if the little myconid's still in there. Well, I assume he is, not gone anywhere. I just want to check he's okay. So I'm like, hey, little fella, that was kind of frightening, but just wanted to check you're all right.
You hear like a whimpering sound, really. Not like an uttering of words, but more of like quiet distress. But yeah, it's still there and still moving.
Well, I'm trying to keep you safe and make sure you're all right. I don't know what you need to be healthy and happy. Anything I can do, let me know and I'll try and make it okay.
The pitch and the sound just remains the same.
Yeah, does it have a little face, like a humanoid face?
No, not for what you can see.
Okay.
Roll a nature check.
14.
14. You get the feeling that this is very that this species at this point is in its like real infancy.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a water skin, not the one that had the poisoning, and try and just put some water near it or by it and see if it reacts.
No, you can just sort of see that it's just making this this noise. But I mean, to you,
The mushroom.
this is really alien looking. This is not something that looks like anything that you've seen.
I just say, yeah, you obviously don't belong here, and I'll try and get you home. In the meantime, if you can let me know in any way if you need anything, I'm listening. I'll pop him back in the bag and make sure he's cozy and not rattling about or anything.
As you fold over the top flap of the bag and the bag inside goes dark, the sort of whimpering sort of calms down.
Other than the door that we came through, are there any other entrances or exits to this room?
Just make a well. In fact, no, you don't have to make a perception. In terms of doors, that's the only one that comes in. This feels a little bit, like I said, it feels very much almost like this doesn't belong down here, or it was maybe part of a maybe part of an older structure than what is above. You don't get the feeling that this has all been dug out and built underneath the building. You feel that this is almost like the building above has been built upon it. You know what I mean? That this is very, very old.
Can I just
Go on, man.
can I just look at the group and just say, has anyone seen anything like this before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Have I? Yeah. No.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Nathan, how do you feel about burning this place to the ground?
In my pleasure.
As you discuss this, Ulfgar, you're in your cell, and just to sort of go back a little bit, it's not really that long since the rest of the party had headed off into that room. The room itself, very, very quiet. You can sort of see that there are groups of people, particularly the halflings that are over on sort of your right, that are gathered around the table. And you can see the odd person. There's one person sort of sitting at a table directly opposite, like an old. Sort of thin and gaunt man that's sort of sitting there nursing a beer, and you can also see the Duragar, so the Duragar that's behind the bar, the barkeep himself, and also the bargeman, the one that arrived moored up and then allowed the Xanathar gang to go ashore with the crates of the myconids.
Okay. So the Duragar is on my side of like the room. He's not like, I'm still sort of like locked in a sort of cell almost, right?
From where you are, you can sort of see that you can't really see all the bar at the back, and you're quite low down, but you've got this bar that runs all the way along the back. What you can see is that the two Duragar are basically sort of chatting at the end of the bar. You can sort of see them, talking this way, and then he'll be cleaning out something or moving somewhere, and the other one's sort of waving his hands as he's talking. Just roll a history check for me, please.
9.
9. You know the tales of the Duragar. You know that of what they are. That they were, essentially these are dwarven cousins that split away 1,000 years ago and delved far beyond that of the dwarves into some really dark places, to a point where this is now another species. Even though they share the same height, their skin is much darker. The skin themselves reminds you very much of Tavis's skin. It has that grey, dark sort of grey complexion to it. But you watch them as they go about their business, as they talk to each other. But it unnerves you that you're sort of seeing them, and you've definitely never even seen them anywhere close to this close to the surface.
Okay. And I'm sort of within range to say something to them if I wanted to strike up a conversation.
Yeah, you're a good, 60 feet away and in a cell, so you can't hear what they're saying. You can just sort of see that they're talking as you're just sort of sitting there in your cell. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll just be sort of, considering what I'm looking at. Do I notice anything else around that potentially would take my interest, or anything going
on? Just roll perception.
16.
16. It's quite hard to sort of see because you're in like a 10 by 5 cell. So it's quite snug in there where you are, and then obviously the gate is over. From where you are as well, the place isn't really that well lit. It's quite dark. It's quite a lot of shadows. But you're very conscious of getting too close to the bars where the light may catch you, so you're just sort of hanging back a little bit. Yeah. Anything that you'd want to do?
To be honest, I think he would probably just be waiting to come back. For his ale, really. I mean, would he have heard, or would I have heard any of the commotion from the guys taking out the brain?
From where you are, what you can hear is the rushing of water. When you came in, you noticed that the other side of an archway where the barge had moored up, you could see that there is a body of a river, if you like, that's there. So from where you are, the dominating sound is that constant movement of water. And where this sort of cave, underground cave is, where this river is flowing, you can hear that there is a constant sort of not howl, but like a whine of air that's or humming of air, if you like, that's always blowing through that cavern. So it's not like noisy, but there's always like a white noise constantly in this area.
Yeah,
in this tavern.
Cool.
As you sit there, you see that another 2 people enter the tavern. You can see that the kind of mismatch, really. One is average height, quite slender, has a sort of a cloak around them, and then the hood up. So just as they come into view, you just sort of see the back, the hood's up, and then sort of just next to him, but just slightly ahead, is a towering individual, dressed very much the same, a hood up, but they're a good, I'd say 3 foot, 2.5 foot taller than the person that's next to him, and wide as well, really sort of heavy built. And you can sort of see that they sort of walk in amongst the sort of the tables in front, and the old man that's sort of sitting in front of you at the table, he sort of calls out, he says, "Oh, the prophet, here he is." And you sort of see that there's a bit of a look over, and the slight one starts to head over, just sort of guiding the larger one as he goes. It's just sort of heading towards the table that's in front.
Okay. And they would be within distance for me to sort of say something to them, like they'd be able to hear me if I.
No, not really. No. The table that's in front of you was where everyone was sitting. This is sort of like the next sort of table along.
Yeah.
Probably another sort of 20 foot away from the table where you're at. So you're talking another like 30, 40 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, I think what I'd be doing then after hearing that, obviously that would pique my interest. So I'd be doing everything I could to hear whatever conversation they were about to have, but obviously trying to do it in a way that's not obvious. So sort of perhaps going nearer to the bars, to sort of eavesdrop.
So this individual that you sort of see, he walks over to the table, sort of the hood down, and he's and the old man sort of looks up and says, "You know what? Is that him?" And you hear a voice saying, "You know who it is." Very quiet, quite subtle. The old man says, "Well, I've got to hand it to you. I didn't think you'd get him." You sort of see him nod. The old man sort of says, well, you best give you what you owe. I must say though, not a moment too soon. The barge will be going soon." And you sort of see that he sort of shifts around and pulls out this sort of bag of what looks like coins, sort of sets them down on the table. The slight man puts his hand out to take hold of the bag. And he says, and the old man says, "You gonna have an ale? You gonna tell us one of your stories?" And the slight man says, "You mocking me?" The old man sort of takes his hand away from the gold. He says, "I don't mean offence. I don't mean offence." As he takes the gold, well, the bag of what you imagine would be gold, and then puts it inside his cloak, you see that he reaches up his hand to the large individual on the hood, and he pulls the hood down and back from that individual. Just roll a perception check.
Oh, fucking hell, 6.
It takes you a little movement and a bit of an angle, but you can sort of see that this there's another sort of dark skin sort of complexion. You can see that there is a black hair which is being sort of this long and sort of pulled back on top and hanging. You can see that on the side of the face that's sort of closest to you, it doesn't look right. You can sort of see that it's swollen, maybe a broken jaw or cheekbone, black eye, scrapes all down one side of the face. The old man looks over at the bar and the barman, who gives a nod to the bargeman, and the bargeman comes over behind the large individual, and he starts to just sort of bring him round and out towards this archway. Just rolled another perception.
Fucking hell. Oh, I'm so tense. 12.
12. Now, as they're coming closer, and you can sort of see that this one side of the face is badly bruised and broken, you sort of see that the other side of the sort of relatively unscathed. And as he comes round and he's bringing this individual round in front of you, you see that the thin man still standing by the table says, "Wait." And he moves around the table with the old man, and he pulls open his cloak, and he pulls out an arrow. The shaft of the arrow is really long, and you see that there is black feathers at the end of the arrow. And he says, he hands it to the Duragar, and he says, "As proof it's him." You watch as the Duragar takes the arrow, and as he pushes him round towards the arch, you now see that this is Zaraj. This is the assassin that was standing in the tavern, battered and bruised. As he's being led off towards the barge, the slender individual makes his way back to the table where the old man is. The old man shouts across to the barman. He says, "An ale. An ale for him." The slender man stops by and he says, "This is only half. Where's the package?" Yeah, the old man says, "Just enjoy your ale. They'll be going and bringing it out soon." Nice fresh package for you. In the meantime, why don't you tell us that story? What was that story you were telling us? What was it? The oh, that was it. Yeah, it was about the prophecy. What was it? And you sort of see that as he's saying this, some of the halflings now are you start to hear them sort of who are paying attention start to laugh like this is a running joke. He moves over to the bar and you sort of see him take his ale and sit down. And he says, as he looks over, he says, you won't find it funny when I'm right. And he just sits there, just supping his ale. Right, back at the Elder Brain. What do you guys want to do?
Stop trying to freak out.
Can I walk over and have a look at the pool where the brain was in?
Yep.
Can I see the bottom of it? How deep does it look?
It's not deep really. So it would be no more than, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot.
Right.
The brain is only partially submerged.
Yeah. And what does the liquid look like?
It's clear. It's not like opaque, but it's like glow stick blue. It has this neon light of its own.
As far as I can see, there's not another. It doesn't look like there'd be like drainage or a way down or anything in the bottom of the pool.
No. Roll a nature check.
11.
11. You, from what you can see on the tables, the fact that this liquid is being taken out of it, and you don't really see anything in terms of liquid being replaced. You think that it's definitely linked to the brain itself, whether it's producing it or what. You don't see that there's a way of topping it up.
Okay. Alright, guys. I don't think we should hang around here too long. What we're going to do about Ulster?
Well, Thorin can send him a message, let him know that we can either go back and try and get him, and see where them stairs lead, and go back up and see where they lead to. If we go that way, Thorin can message him and let him know that we've left, and we can go back and pick him up.
Are we going to smash this place up first?
Absolutely.
Can I go over to Schemo? Hey, Schemo. I forgot to ask you earlier. During your time in the cell, we came down here looking for 2 people actually. One we haven't seen any sign of, but our friend Obo. There was a message on the table in front of us, in front of the cell where we were sat. The demon and the demon of the deep. Did you see any sign of anybody talking about that while you were there?
Well, I've seen all types of crazy, but I've only been here for a little under a week, 4 days, 5 days. I don't know. I don't even know what time it is.
Okay. I was wondering if you'd seen him come in here or anything.
I've seen a few people. Mainly it's halflings. They come in they go out. They're constantly loitering around. Xanathar gang now and again being dropped off.
How do you tell it?
Things being loaded on and off the barge, but you know it's a tough. You sort of see quite a bit, but like I said, I've not even been here a week.
No worries, I just thought I'd ask while I remembered. You need anything from here before we go?
I think I've got. I'll have a quick look, scan for any papers lying around, pick them up if there are. Other than that, burn it to the ground.
Did somebody get a sample of the final product from like the end of this reproduction line?
Yeah, I've got everything.
Okay. In that case, I want to head to the door and check outside the door, make sure we've not attracted any attention. Whilst I say to you, I'll have to smash the place up. I'm not. My damage is a bit more specific targeted than smashing a room up, but Philly boots.
Can I take my Lightbringer's mace and wreck the pipe and vat system?
And wreck the what? Sorry.
Like the vat and all the piping and tubing and stuff.
Yeah. What do you want to do first? You were checking papers, or you?
I'll check for papers and then I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. You find that there is an area where there's all sorts of sort of like a lattice work really, with like sort of scrolls that are all sort of in there, and you sort of see there's a lot of this is all quite old. You think it's actually older than the operation that's being carried out here, and more in keeping with the actual building and how old that is. And a lot of them just sort of crumble. But it's a huge sort of wall, if you like, of this sort of crisscross wood, and you sort of go through. Pretty much everything that you touch sort of crumbles or turns to dust or cracks just to how brittle it is. But you manage to have a bit of a sort of sift around. Just make a perception check.
Nope. Nothing. One.
Yeah, there's a lot of paper in there, but to sift through it all would be quite time consuming.
Yeah, nothing here, boys.
I'll head to the door and have a look. A listen and then a look through it, just to make sure we've not attracted any more attention before these guys cause a load of noise.
Yeah, you open the door and look out, and you just see that there's the empty corridor. You see the false wall to your right, and then as the corridor moves off to your left, you see the two doors, one leading into what was the sort of like the little mess room, and then the other into the skinning and the drying, curing area.
Yeah, did we shut them behind us?
I'm assuming you did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything that I can see in the room that looks flammable? Like it'd go up?
The wooden tables themselves.
Yeah. Can I just
Isla's made quite a lot of kindling down one side of the room. Like there's a lot of scrolls there.
I was gonna say, yeah. Can I just like chuck stuff over one area and then just light it up?
I smash the
Yeah.
I thought before he does that though.
Yeah, you just take the mace. Are you lighting the mace up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as you sort of swing it back within that arc, the end of the mace just lights, and as it gets to sort of the full back sort of position, you just sort of bringing it through. But that burst of light in the fluorescent liquid, as it's like quite an image as you just smash this huge, and it's quite thick glass. Just smashing it where you sort of see that as the water that's sort of on top, or the blue liquid that's on top, you sort of see that there's like a thick sort of sludgy sediment at the bottom, which sort of just lands everywhere, all over the table as you move to the next one. Another smash as the liquid goes spilling onto the floor and dripping.
Can I also go and pick up the were rat that attacked? Throw it on flame.
So are you setting fire now? Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to set fire to it, but I want to go pick up that were rat, throw that on there on top of the pile, and then set it on fire.
I also
So you
I just say to Thor,
you move to a
Ulfgar, let him know that was setting the place alight.
How far away are we from Ulfgar?
how far's the spell go?
120 feet.
Don't bother sending a message. 20.
120.
Oh,
120.
120.
A D20 again.
I'm gonna be close. Things that matter in D&D. Gonna be close.
I think it would just be out of range.
Yeah. I'll,
You went down a long corridor, which was like 30 feet. You're the other end of the room to begin with. Then you've got the Grick room, the room then with the Myconids, then the corridor, and then the room that you're in is well more than 120 feet.
Is it more than 120 feet if I head back to where the staircase goes up?
Yeah, it will be, because that's
Yeah, I think so.
You're not getting close, right? We can do that when we get topside, I think.
Okay.
Unless we want to go back through the other room, the drying room and stuff, and back into the bar and get in that way.
I think it'd be risky going back through that door, unless we were carrying parcels, looking like the people they're expecting.
I think there's been too much commotion. That could have been discovered. I think we should head up. We should head up now. I'll head to the door and open the secret stairway that we found that went up, and have a listen before heading up, and then start heading up there.
I'll follow.
As you head out, you sort of glance over your shoulder and see that the fire that Negan has set using his breath is really sort of catching. You see that this halfling were rat it's just almost like a funeral pyre in terms of being on the table, and you sort of see that there's a lot more debris on the floor really than you realise that's starting to catch. The flesh of the Myconids starts to sort of wisp up, almost like it was like ash, sort of coming off the table. Who's still in the room? Is that you're still in the room, Negan?
As soon as Megan sets it ablaze, I'll be walking out.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it go off, I sort of back.
Yeah, as you're sort of leaving, you sort of see that Schemo isn't that far behind, and he's carrying one of the bricks. He's just started to sort of tuck it under his arm. As you get to that door, you sort of see that the now the room is with this sort of flaming sort of ash, if you like, that's starting to just sort of waft sort of gently, almost like it was like snow. And you sort of see that it's some of it's heading towards where these the banners are on the back wall, and where the scrolls are, and you know that this place is gonna catch.
Yeah, so if I don't hear anything untoward up that stairwell, then I head up it.
Okay, make a perception check.
That's good.
14.
You can't hear anything.
Yeah, and start heading up, thinking probably the fire's going to start making a noise pretty soon anyway, so I should cover my footsteps. I'll try and head up.
Okay. Yeah, this is a winding staircase, and it takes you quite a while actually, just to sort of make your way up to the top. You are a significant way below the city, and you come to the surface. There's no hatch on this. There's just sort of a dusty floor, and you, as you sort of poke your head up, you can see that you're in like what looks like an empty warehouse. Like I said, the floors are just quite dusty. It's quite dark and gloomy. There's no real light in there, but this just looks like an empty, sort of cold space.
Okay. No, I don't get the sense there's anybody in there, and I can't see anyone or hear anyone.
You can make a perception check.
I still have my mace on if that helps with the light.
And my perception was awful. It's a 3 with a -2. I can't see.
Yeah, it's dark. I mean, from time wise, it's getting on now anyway, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of real windows. Maybe a little bit few at the top, but this is just quite a huge space that you're in.
I think the coast is clear, guys. Could do with a bit of light up here, and I'll make my way into that room then from the bottom.
Yeah, as you emerge and you sort of look around, you can see that there's a set of steps that sort of lead to a sort of an upstairs, but it's sort of like a balcony, like it just sort of flowing around. Very much in keeping with other warehouses that you've been within the dock ward itself. Quite similar, yeah, to the others that you've been in. Is everyone coming out?
Yeah, I'm heading.
Yeah. You can sort of see from where you are that there is a on the long wall of the building. You can sort of see that there is a single wooden door, and that down at the other end you can sort of see there's quite a large, what look like loading doors, like double doors.
Being up there with my light, can I see any footprints in the dust or any obviously walked paths?
Just roll perception.
7.
This looks like it's quite well worn. You can sort of see that on the periphery of it, there is a lot of dust, but it looks like that where from the stairs and the door and all that, there looks like that dust has been sort of cleared, almost like there's a road going through it. But you don't see anything that you could discern as.
Okay. Let's just head for the most trod path and get out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
And try and circle back to near the hanging lantern so we can get a message to Ulfgar to come topside.
I'm sure he'll come in with a drink anyway.
As we're doing that, as we're leaving the warehouse, can I keep an eye out for somebody that's watching this exit point?
What if there's someone actually watching the point itself?
Yeah, just keeping an eye on it, make sure that nobody comes out of it that's not supposed to.
Out from where you've just come.
When we leave the warehouse.
You want to be looking back at the warehouse.
I want to be looking around.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to be looking around the warehouse outside to see
if someone's watching it.
See if someone's watching it. Yeah.
Okay, just roll a perception.
Good. Don't fuck me, girl.
17.
Yeah, it's getting late now. The sun has set as you head to the side door. You sort of see that there's the dust isn't as thick in this area. As you crack the door and have a look, it's the dock ward. You see the larger buildings that you've become accustomed to in this area. You don't know the street that you're on. You never seen the street, but looking around, there's a lot of shadows. There's a lot of areas where and buildings elsewhere and things like that. So yeah, it's quite. You don't see anything. You don't get the feeling that someone is there.
So try and head back to roughly where we were, towards the way of the hanging lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, just using what sense of direction we've got, given that we were down there, across, up, and then need to head back the way.
Yeah, kind of getting the feeling that from where you were, from where you went down, you start to track one way and sort of have a look and don't really see anything, and head back another way, and it takes you a few sort of minutes just to get your bearing, and then you sort of see the side of the hanging lantern as you come to the sort of junction to the road that you originally looked upon the hanging lantern from the other side. So you realise you've just come from round the back of it.
When we see the sign for the hanging lantern, how much similarity was there between the hanging lantern sign and the sign that we saw in the brain room?
Right, so the banner itself does look similar. Just make a perception check.
I did 3.
Can you see the skull on it? No. It has the hanging lantern written sort of down in silver thread. Similarities. The skull was silver, and the colour of the cloth has a resemblance.
Okay.
I'm being generous there, but that I mean, it'd be quite stark really not to miss that, but you can't see a skull on it.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So is this close enough for us to try and message in Ulfgar? Sorry.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
You should not try and perceive shit.
I cast message, and I say, Ulfgar, we reached the end of the trail. We've set the place ablaze. Try and leave during the commotion, or we can come in and help.
You can reply to this.
You can reply to this message.
Please reply after the tone.
This is a non-reply spell, right? You can only send it. I can only
reply to
No,
this
you can
message.
reply.
I can reply. Okay.
30 words or less, isn't it?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Just
So,
before
yeah.
you do.
Mm.
Just before you do. So, from where you are, the message doesn't make it.
Oh.
The reason being is because you've got a
Thickness.
long way to go down underground.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the street, so you're not directly over the stairs anyway. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of earth between you, and it says magical silence is one stone. There's a lot of feet of stone between you and where Ulfgar is.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything. Perhaps we need to get a bit closer.
Let's get as close as we can then, really, without causing too many issues. We need to get him out of there.
Do we?
I'll head back around the side of the building to where the courtyard was, and I'll resend it from there.
You can sort of see as you sort of head there that there is quite a lot of, not quite a lot of activity, but there's quite a lot of people in this area now. That as it's gotten dark, you sort of see that there are more people in the street. There's a few halflings that are knocking around the building itself. This is not a deserted street by any means. There's carriages that are going up and down still moving goods. So it's not deserted by any stretch.
No, but I can still. I'll just walk past the courtyard with my piece of copper wire in my hand. I'll just be like itching my face as I say it, and carry on walking.
Yeah, you don't hear anything. This is a long way down.
Didn't realise.
Any
it was
luck?
that far. No.
Yeah, because what you've got is let me just put this into perspective for you. So, you know the subways, not subway. You know the sewer system. You've been to a depth of the sewer system. This is an underground river, so this isn't part of that sewer system. This is something that is far below it in what would be an ancient part of the city.
Well, we either go in and get him, or hope he's got enough sense to want to drink enough to get out of there by himself.
Let's go get him. Let's leave the guy down there. He doesn't know what's happened.
He's got an invisibility potion.
Or we get Thurin closer.
Well, I mean, I could just walk down the stairs and.
We just
Walk
walked
about.
into the bar.
No. Nobody
There's
said
no
hello to us last time when we walked in.
There's no evidence from where we are now that there's any commotion or sign of fire or panic or anything, is there?
Alright, let's do it then.
Down it.
I'm asking DM, sorry.
Sorry, what's the question?
Do we see any evidence of signs of panic or fire or anything kicking off? And no. Yeah, let's just head down. Casual.
Just walk into the courtyard, go down the secret stairs.
Or was it a secret stairs? I thought they were fairly open.
No.
Like, we didn't have to break in any doors, did we?
Yeah, when you got into that area, if memory serves, Isla was invisible. He passed a guard or two going across the bridge into the
Yeah, but then we found
the carriage there, almost like the garage, if you like. So that was being watched. Thorin, just make a perception check for me, just so we can clarify some of the things around the building.
Ultimately, we can go back where we came.
13. As you get sort of closer to that area where the door, the side door was, where you can see leading into that that sort of outhouse building, you sort of see that there is. As you sort of look up at the bridge, you can sort of see that there are sort of certain panels, and they have like a bordered sort of edging to it. And you've seen certain things like this before as part of a security measure, and this looks like it's a murder hole for that bridge. That's the bridge that Isla sort of went over. You're now sort of on the corner-ish, but you know, there's people, like I said, there's people about. There's halflings about that you can sort of see as well. But for just to recap what it looked like inside, there was a crane which led Isla to investigate the floor, where he then found that there was a secret door to the spiral staircase, which then led down. Like I said, not sewer level, but far beneath the city to the tavern. Right, Ulfgar, back in the tavern itself. You see the Zaraj has been moved off, battered and bruised, towards the barge, and you see that the prophet is sat down at a table with an ale. Is there anything that you want to do?
At this point, I'm just sort of the cogs have sort of started to turn, and it's all starting to become a bit clearer what I've actually just experienced. So I'd imagine at this stage I'm sort of a little bit agitated behind the bars, just waiting for some communication from the rest of the group. I guess transfixed really on this prophet, watching his every movement, trying to sort of ascertain any more information that I can get from him, really, whether he's talking or if he's carrying anything on him. If there's anything like that at all that I can perceive.
You see that as they sat there, there is a staff that has been propped up, like a quarterstaff that's been propped up and is against the table. But this cloak is wrapped, and then this hood sort of hangs low. Not low, like they just completely shrouded their face, but it's very gloomy in there. So he's just sort of there, just sort of taking a sip of the ale. You sort of see that there's a tension from the halflings that are sort of on the next sort of table, and you sort of see that one gets up, and he moves over to the table, and he sort of looks at him and looks at the barkeep, and the barkeep gives him a nod, and he puts a very small sort of like pouch just on the table. The man takes a sip and leaves a dreg of ale, just a small mouthful or two of ale. He looks up at the halfling and nods, and then he takes the pouch, and you sort of see that what looks like a powder is being put into the ale. He gives it a swill, and then he knocks it back. You sort of see that the graininess of the powder sort of up the side of the glass where it sort of clung to it. It's not like all gone out of the glass in one. And then he puts the glass down. You sort of see him clasp his hands and put his head in his hands for a moment.
And that's the prophet that's done that, right? He's consumed the powder.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, would there be any opportunity for me to break out of the cell in a sort of incognito way? That's all.
That's up to you. The breaking out of the cell's never locked. You never lock the cell up again. You just pull the door to. But the door opens outwards, and it is there's a bar with obviously watchful eyes.
Just to clarify, we did give him a potion of invisibility.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
You would know this. And I also said it lasted an hour.
Ulfgar is quite slow, and I feel like he's just.
Hazel has no comment.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, I'm going to knock that back. And I would just actually before, I should probably just clarify, I would know the way out from here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where the stairs are of where you came in.
And okay, and this black arrow that I saw, is this still within the vicinity?
No, the black arrow was handed over to the bargeman.
Fine.
Along with the prisoner.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think first thought in my head is trying to just get out as quick as possible to let everyone know what's gone down. So yeah, I'll knock that potion back and then attempt to leave.
Yeah. So you uncork the potion, and you down it all in one. Quite a funny sensation from the gut, almost like a fizzing, and you sort of have to sort of hide a belch a little bit as the potion starts to just sort of take effect. You see that not just yourself, that this is a magic potion that not just yourself but also what you're wearing starts to disappear from your hand first, Marty McFly style, and then starting to work its way down. And over the course of moments, you look around and quite surreally can't actually see yourself.
Cool. Yeah, I guess walk up to the cell door and sort of gingerly push it open slowly, without trying to sort of cause too much noise or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, there's quite a lot of noise from the river itself, as the bars do creak and squeak a little bit. But you sort of look around and there's not really no one's really sort of caught attention. You walk out a couple of spaces just to sort of see whether anyone does actually cotton on to you being there. The old man, for example, no one pays any notice. You can sort of see off to your left the archway where the barge is moored up. You can see the old man in front of you, and then off to your right you can sort of see where the prophet and the halfling.
Is there anything knocking around that I could get away with nicking? Like any I don't know, bags of coin or anything, like a keepsake from that particular conversation that would, I don't know, provide more clarity to the story?
Roll a perception.
Come on. 7.
For what you've seen being tabled by both the old man and by the prophet, has been pocketed anyway. The one item, which was the small bag, you sort of see that it's there, but it was sort of cast down as almost if it was empty when you watched them pour it in into the beer. And as you sort of glance around and sort of see that You hear the halfling sort of say to the prophet, "You're doing too much of this, you know."
Okay, and this lasts for an hour. This invisibility potion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Roughly, how long would it take for me to get from where I am to sort of, the street or whatever?
I'd say between 5 and 10 minutes.
Okay, fine. In that case, what I want to do actually is wait around for a little bit longer, just to see if I can pick up any more potential information. Yeah, if there is anything else.
Yeah, the prophet doesn't say anything, and the halfling sort of gives him a bit of a nudge, just on his shoulder. Goes, "Can you hear me? You in there? You're taking too much." And he sort of looks over at the Dura guy, who doesn't really seem amused, and then back at the old man. That was a nice score you had there, wasn't it? That bounty's been on his head for quite some time. All the Xanathar he's killed. How did you pull him in? The prophet just doesn't move.
He's still got his hood up, right? I can't see his face, or...
Yeah, it's like I say, it's not like it. It's just sort of got it, but because it's so gloomy in there, it's hard to sort of see. All you sort of see is silhouette.
Okay. Okay, fine. If to be fair, like if there's nothing else that I can gain from waiting around listening, then I probably will just leave, I think.
You sort of see that this is almost like I wouldn't say bullying, but there's an element of sort of teasing in the halflings sort of behaviours towards this prophet. The barman says to the halfling, "Don't you think you want to be going and getting the shipment? He is waiting to go." And then the halfling goes, all right, you'll get it in a minute. Talking to our friend here. And he gives him a nudge, and you sort of see as he gives him a nudge, the prophet just sort of quite limply sort of goes with it, like he's just sort of swaying with it. And the halfling says to us, "Oh, why don't you tell us that story? Where have you heard this story?" And he sort of looks at one of his friends around the table. "Have you heard this story?" He's got this tale of this. What was it you called it? The Dark Lake, was it? Go on, why don't you tell us all this story? And the prophet just sort of sits there quite quiet. The halfling starts to not get agitated, but sort of pushes luck a little bit. Just starts to get a little bit more cocky. Says, "Go on, tell us a story. How did it go?" He has these nightmares. Nightmares. Fucking girl. And he's now like really starting to sort of get in this fella's face. "How's your nightmares go? What was it you were rambling about the other night?" dark lake, demons in the deep. He gives him a. He sort of rears back and he throws a punch in. The prophet doesn't move. He takes the smack, and then he sort of wipes his face a bit and just sits back. He's got this theory about the end of the world. Why don't you tell us all about the end of the world? And as he goes to throw in another punch, you see the prophet quite quickly get to his feet. The chair springs back and he stands up to his feet. And with a twist of the wrist, you see, seemingly coming from nowhere, a vine of thorns come out, and it rips around the neck of the halfling, and he stands there like it's a dog on the leash. And he says, "Do you want to take this seriously?" And the rest of the halflings all sort of get up, and he sort of points at them to sit back down. And as he holds the vine and he twists, and as you see it twist, you hear the vine creaking further and further around the throat of the halfling. And the halfling starts to look a little bit distressed, and you start to see the colour sort of drain out of his face. And he twists even more. And you sort of see that the knee starts to, one of the knees starts to shake, and it starts to foam a little bit at the mouth, and the eyes start to roll back as he continues to twist. And then he just twists that little bit more, just to the point where you sort of see that he's gonna lose consciousness. And the prophet leans forward and pulls back the hood, and you see scars all along the face of Obo as he just twists the vine. And then he lets go, and the halfling falls to the floor. And Obo just takes his seat back down, and he stares over at the rest of the halflings, almost with almost like dead eyes. And then he says, "The end is coming." And he looks at the old man who's goading him. "The demon is coming." And then he gathers his things and checks his pouches, and you see that he just sort of makes himself comfortable as he's waiting for the shipment. The halflings come over and just pick up their friend and sit him back down in the chair against the table. And you sort of see the eyes of the halfling sort of look with fear and anger at what he did. You sort of see that there's blood trickling down from the thorns that have ravaged his neck. And Obo just sort of sits back, puts his head in his hands.
Okay. Yeah. At that point, I just bolt for the door. Just want to get as far away from this place as possible. Yeah, just feeling. I need to confide what's going on. No, I'm in too deep, and I need to confide.
Yeah, you make your way to the stairs. Just roll a perception.
8.
You can't hear anything in terms of anyone coming down, but there's a lot, there's a lot going on, and people can be quiet. But just taking the risk itself, you head up. The stairs just continuously winding and winding, almost feeling like it's never ending. You sort of feel it in your short legs, in your knees, as you start to make your way up to the top. There is a hatch at the top of these stairs, and obviously you know that this leads into the like the coach room, if you like, where you entered, part of the hanging lantern. As you get near, the hatch is closed.
Closed, as in locked.
Yeah, it's shut down on top. You don't know. It's just closed. It's not open.
Okay. Yeah, just try and push it open.
Yeah. Are you being caught? You're just gonna flow it open, or you?
I'm just bash it open and just to get out of there as quickly as possible.
As you bash it open, there's quite a thick wooden door, but on the hinge, and it sort of comes back and actually hits with quite a crack. And you hear a voice from sort of above and over to your left, so saying, "What's that?" Yeah, as you make your way out into the into this area, where the coaches and carriages would be kept, you hear the voice of a guard on the next level up, where the bridge is. As you sort of stand there, you sort of see this guard approach and then look down, sort of looking about, looks back at whoever's behind him and back again, as if no one here. And then he resumes his post again. You see that off to one side, the side door, you got the main double door that's behind you, but you got the side door off to your left, which would take you out into the street.
Yeah, just take that.
Heading that way. Yeah. As you head out and sort of scan, you can sort of see there's quite a lot of activity in this area, but you do see that that Thorin is. I assume you would still be in the same place, Thorin, knocking around that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that Thorin is sort of leaning against the wall, facing away from you. You sort of recognise him from the back, but he's just standing there on the corner.
Yeah, just roll up to him, sort of like out of breath, just sort of say, Thorin. Like push him a little bit.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus Christ, where are you?
I'm sorry, it's me, it's Ulfgar.
Huh? Where?
I'm here. I took that potion.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm right in front of you. Here, put your hand out, and I'll just give him my hand.
Okay, come with me, and I'll take him to the other guys.
Okay, we need to talk.
Let's go find the others first.
Okay, something massive has happened.
Well, yeah, we were busy. Come on.
You don't,
And I'll
don't
lead him to where the
understand.
other guys are.
Okay. Yeah, you. Where are the rest of you then? While this is happening.
Walking in some shadows, trying to stay out of the way.
Sitting on a wall or a bench eating a lemon.
Also, just whisper to Schemo. Schemo, you don't know how to make potions of invisibility, do you?
I've been known to have a go.
You're a very helpful man to know. We're probably going to skedaddle back to our tavern now. What's your sticking around trying to come debrief or?
No, I'm gonna go. I'm going to make sure that my shop is still standing, and I'm gonna have a nice evening in my own bed.
Yeah, that was.
He doesn't even like stop and switch pleasantries at this point. At this point, he just sort of looks, nods, and then he just starts to cross the road.
Where's the shop again?
You'll find it. And he just carries on walking.
Okay. I'll let him go. He was a helpful little chap.
Yeah, I really want to fire this lemon at his head though.
Go.
Can I take out my sling and fire half lemon at him?
Roll.
I do
roll
that.
The
You just got the lemon.
That misses 7.
yeah, that misses. To be honest, he looks at it and then he looks round and sees that you've got your. Did you just throw it or did you sling it?
Sling it.
Yeah, he sees the sling in your hand and he just
Mr.
gives you
Burns.
a I know look. And then he carries on walking.
Make a potion with it.
It's carrying it. Would have been funny.
Yeah, fair play.
It looked a bit better, to be fair.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do now?
Let's go and got back to us.
As what? Sorry.
Thorin got back to
Yeah.
us.
Well, I don't. You were the other side of the street, weren't you? So
Yeah, we're not far away.
yeah. Thorin, you know where they are. You head that way.
As I come over, I thought you were better than that, Isla.
And I'm like, did you?
I thought he was a better
I know you
shot.
know him longer than me, but really?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm generally a better shot.
Also, you probably don't usually waste lemons.
Also quite true.
Anyway, how'd you get on?
I've got Ulfgar with me.
Where is he?
Really?
Very small, but taking the mick.
Is he is he holding? Have I got my pocket turned inside out and he's holding it?
Oh,
Piggyback.
creepy!
Roll.
Wow, we've got
You'll
a
be
prison
safe,
game.
Ulfgar. Yeah, you'll be safe.
I just go up behind. Thank you.
He's here somewhere.
Yeah, I just go up behind Negan and take his axe out of his sling, and just say, "It's me, big man."
Where are you?
Oh, fuck hell.
I had the invisibility potion. And we need to talk. Very. This is urgent. And then just proceed to tell the group very quickly, very hurriedly, just the detail of everything that I've just experienced.
upon hearing what Ulfgar's got to say, Islers just kind of says to everyone, "Yeah, we need to talk when we get back."
When we get
Go on
back.
then. We hustle back to Troll School.
But Obo's
I'd
here.
say so.
He,
Do we not
he
want
was-
to speak to Obo?
he was still down there when I bolted, but I've never seen him like that before. The thorns and the anger. It was,
Yeah, but can we get back in there?
it was horrible. If you guys want to go back down, if you want me to go back down while I'm still in this state, then I will absolutely do that. But while he's here so close, then perhaps we can take advantage of that.
We don't
At
need
least
to go
try
back
to,
down there. We can just wait for him to leave.
What do you guys want to know from Obo? You want to just check in, see how it is?
Seen him for
I
days.
know this end of the world stuff that he was saying doesn't sound good.
It's actually
Did you say
probably been longer than that now, to be honest, for Negan, because you haven't seen him since well before the Red Viper stuff. So I'd say you were almost getting on well over a week, if not more.
Yeah, he left the day we got Troll Skull.
I don't think I've ever met him.
It was the day after. Yeah. You briefly met him. Yeah.
No concept of time.
Maybe you could take him a message. We could write him something, and you could take it down off guy.
We can do that. He didn't really look in the state of mind to be trying or catching up, to be honest. But yeah, I feel as though we need to find out more about what's going on here. Because this is
Wait here and then follow him.
I mean, at least we can go and say that the assassin's been caught.
Yeah, I mean that's a different kind of. Feeling in two minds about that. Like, part of me doesn't know if we should help that guy.
A lot of people down there.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them are making their way up here as well. I don't know if now's the time, but at some point maybe. I feel like the more I hear about Xanathars, the more I hear about Siraj, I'm inclined to side with the assassin more than the Xanathars.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's just what we do now. How even is everyone?
I mean, I'm a little tired, but
A little bit aware of it.
A little bit beat up. Is this, are we ready for this?
I mean, what do you want to do? You want to go down there and fight a whole tavern of Duragar and halflings? Whoever's else is down there.
Underneath them on fire as well.
Yeah, I think we probably need to bolt. But depends what you want to do about Obo.
the message idea. Perhaps is a good one. I can sneak down, put it in his.
From what you saw, Ulfgar, it looks like Obo managed to bring in Ziraj by himself.
Yeah.
And he seems to be taking this substance, though.
Some white sort of powder he put in his drink, licked it. I'm not sure what it was, but he was acting very strangely afterwards. Thorns and that sort of thing notwithstanding, but he was all limp, very strange.
Does the description of the powder remind us of anything? Does it sound like anything we've heard of?
What do you mean?
The powder that was put in Obo's drink. Do we know what that powder is?
Are you asking the group or are you asking me?
You.
I think that would be the Emperino. It's the drug that's been hitting the streets. It's been.
Yeah. Well, I was assuming that, but I just wanted confirmation that because we didn't have that much of a description of what the powder looked like or anything like that.
Dark powder.
It could have been any powder, couldn't it?
The halfling said, "You want to lay off that?" to him after he took it, which it is a drug.
Were his lips purple?
Yeah.
It's too dark really just to make out what you can see.
Do I remember rightly?
The sediment that was in the glass was dark.
Do I remember rightly that the Emperor is supposed to diminish magic? If I remember that right. Yeah.
So what you were told was that there was the burden and the weight of the weave on the magic user.
Okay.
I just say if Obo wanted us to find him, he knows where we are. He'd come and find us.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
As for what he's said, I think you'd all agree that I'm not the biggest friend of Obo, shall we say. But for what he's had to say, I think there's some truth to it. And I think that's where the discussion itself.
What are your thoughts, Negan?
I'd love to speak to him, find out what's going on, but he's on something, taking that start. Seeing obviously the ramifications of what it can do. I don't know if going back in that building right now is the best option to do, especially if people need to rest up. But the closest we come to seeing him in over a week. But it doesn't sound like our Obo anymore.
But going by what Ulfgar's saying, it sounds like he's there quite often. So if the place doesn't burn down, then we can always go back.
Yeah, let's get ourselves away from all this drama. Everyone knows where we are if he wants to find us.
We could just wait for him to leave.
What time? DM, what time is it now?
I'd say it was getting sort of quite late now. I'd say it'd be sort of between 10 and 11 o'clock at night.
Dark.
Yeah.
I think when he doesn't get his package, he's going to be frustrated and leave.
What do you want from him?
You're apparently going to be talking to a violent drug addict. Is that going to be helpful?
Probably not. We could maybe just maybe follow him instead of talking to him and see where he goes.
Yeah.
Or he could to Bjorn. What else he's doing to other people.
Yeah.
Stop.
So just kick about here, wait for him to leave.
That's
Is
right.
there only one exit to come out of?
He could come out the other way we came out. Or he could head down on the boat, I suppose.
And there's other doors that we didn't go through and I've no idea.
Guys, I hate to say it, but I don't know if your friend Obo is your friend Obo anymore. Not right now, anyway.
I think you're right.
He knows where you are. He's choosing to be absent.
Shout.
I think we should go back to Troll Skull, rest up. Ruminate on what's happened. You guys have been through some horrible shit today as well, which I don't even know about. Maybe let's take stock, and you can get me those barrels of ale that you promised me as well.
I mean, last we heard from him, he was adamant about going after Blackwood or taking up other contracts.
And now he's brought into the Raj.
Has he already brought in Blackwood? Unlikely, but could have done.
Who would have had a contract on Blackwood?
In themselves? Then if he would have brought him.
Blackwood himself.
Where would he have taken him? What would he have...
No, we would have killed him.
That would have made the news, right? He's a prominent family guy.
In hiding. And Ovo probably would have just left him wherever he killed him. If he killed him.
I honestly, I think there could be some heat coming this way. If that fire makes its way to the surface, that's going to be a significant thing. We should be out of the way when it does. I think we should get back to Troll Skull. We can discuss all this there. Obo knows where we are if he wants to find us. And we know where he comes quite often now, so that's helpful if you want to find him sometime. I don't know if now's the time.
Let's go.
So say to Nathan and Thorin, if you guys want to stay, then feel free. I'm not going to stop you.
Just, what do you want to do, Negan? Just wait for Negan to come back.
I'm actually going to take the opportunity to use the...
Where's he
Do you
going?
want to have a little 10-minute break?
He's probably nicked the loo or something.
Yeah, you know what? We kind of might throw the kettle on. Here he is. You there, Jay?
Yeah, sorry, mate. I just had to go and sort something out. I think I need to rest. To be honest, though, I think we need to rest first. As much as I don't want to speak to him,
I'll follow
I
your
think
lead.
whatever happens, I think we need to do that. Yeah, so we're going to make it our way back to where. Perfect.
Yeah, let's head back.
Okay. Okay, so you continue to. You looking for a carriage or What you doing? You just wandering and talking for now?
I think a carriage.
Yeah, head for a carriage.
Please
Okay.
get away from this location.
Yeah, it takes you a little while just sort of heading off into sort of more wider main streets, if you like, before you find the carriage. But it doesn't take you that long. Yeah, and we'll go and have a break now whilst you make your way through the city back up to Trollskull.
Nice.
All right, so should we say 10 minutes and we'll be back?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
Cost you about a silver to get back up to Trollskull, and it takes a little while.
Okay.
The streets are still relatively busy, and obviously you're quite a distance away from the manor itself. But yeah, you managed to make your way back up to your home of Trollskull Manor.
I took silver off mine.
What do you guys want to do?
Bring that over and put his stuff in Trollskull.
How do you put your stuff in Trollskull? Is that what you're asking?
This is Did he have stuff in Trollskull?
You put it in and then you moved it to Rimples.
No. He had stuff in Rimples that he was setting up to make a healing potion.
Yeah.
But everything that he had on him when you were adventuring and carrying, he's still carrying with him.
He hasn't. There's nothing at Trollskull.
Well,
Right. Yeah.
We decide to go search his room and maybe he's hid something in there, but it's unlikely.
Yeah. I might. Well, it's getting late. I'm gonna go rest up, and then I'll check his room out in the morning and have a look through it all.
I'm gonna go down to the cellar, open my bag, and just try and talk to my little guy and be like, how's he doing? I'm gonna ask him, hey little buddy, how you doing?
so when you get back into the manor itself, you find that the place is relatively clean and tidy. There wasn't a lot in there anyway, but Frederick's had a good clean up. You see that he is sat at a table, and yeah, he's just looks like he's just sort of surveying his work when you walk in, and he sort of gives you a bit of a, seeing you first, Tavis, he sort of gives you a bit of a sheepish look still, and he sort of gives you a nod. And everything all right?
So far so good. Place looks nice, thank you. Excuse me a minute. Kind of ignore him and head.
Yeah.
Open
Open up the bag. The sort of sobbing noise that you were getting isn't as, well, it's nowhere near as bad. It seems to be quite settled. And with the fact that the cellar is cool and dark, it doesn't seem to excite the creature in any way.
Okay. You should be safe down here until I can find a way to get you back where you belong. DM out of character. He did communicate into our heads with words, didn't he, before? Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to check that I'd not imagined it. So that had happened, but Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool. I'm learning this about this creature. Is so. Is there soil here in the bottom of the cellar?
It's not clean, but it's not like there's soil there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put a little thing of. I'll try and find it. I'll get a glass from upstairs and put that thing of water just there, or a pot of water, so he can go to that if he needs to, and leave some scraps of food like little rations and stuff. And just say to him or her, it's they. Get our pronouns correct, don't we? I'll say to them that I hope that they're going to be okay here, and I've tried to help by taking them away from where they were, and if they can let me know anything that I can do that will help. I've understood already that dark and cool and damp is probably good, and this is probably a good place for you, and you'll be fairly safe here, certainly compared to where you were.
Yeah, you. Are you leaving him at that, or her, or it at that point?
I'll say to them, is there anything I can do to you, or is there any way we could communicate better and kind of leave that open, and just probably make a caring gesture, whether that, or not necessarily touch, but just a caring gesture, and see if there's any response.
Yeah, and it's like a big sort of like marshmallow ball in sort of texture. How it's sort of, it is mushroom, it is a fungus, and it just kind of moves on, sort of shifting its weight up across the two almost feet-like stalks that it has, and as you sort of do that, it sort of rubs your leg, but then it sort of moves off, and you sort of see that it's heading towards the corner, almost as if the darkness of the room wasn't quite dark enough. It moves into the sort of corner, where there's sort of the next to sort of the remnants of like a fireplace that would be sort of down there, underneath where the place is above, in this area. So yeah, it sort of makes its way around there, and then sort of stops, and well, you sort of see it continually shifting, stopping and shifting. And
how big is it? It's like,
in fact, it wouldn't be there. That room doesn't go over that far. It'd just be a corner. It wouldn't go that far under the tavern.
I'll just try and find. Oh, we broke through the room, didn't we?
That's the other side, yeah.
I'll take
so where that alcove would be kind of underneath the main door that you come through above. It's kind of in that area. It's not towards the other side.
Right. I'll go through there, that like secret bit, and put him in there and see if he seems happier. Okay.
So the wood that's been sort of peeled back, and the bits of plaster and stuff like that was hiding Ulfgar's shield. You put him. It's a lot more snug, a lot more tight, darker. He's sort of still continuously sort of shifting around, but you feel more comfortable that they're more sort of protected in that area.
Yeah, I'll still leave him there with a bit of water and a bit of rations. Leave them there, and then I'll just head back up to the guy.
Okay. Everyone else, you've walked in. You've seen Frederick there, and everywhere does look a little bit neat and tidy. And what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna bolt the door behind me as I come in. Make sure it's locked from the inside.
Okay.
So I just wait for everyone to come and do the bits. Obviously, Nagan's gone to bed. I was gone down to plant his mushroom. Kind of grab a beer. Or drink and just sit down. Wait for the service to return. Just say,
How are we doing? Frederick, look, we're really grateful. Are we grateful? Is he grateful? Both. Would you mind giving us a bit of privacy? We've got some stuff to discuss that we can't.
Well,
share.
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to get in because I could. Well, I could do with a room if it's going. Do I
Is
just
there a
pick one?
spare room?
yeah, I think there's a room.
Yes, free for now. When you get yourself back on your feet, we can talk about rent or whatever. But we're trying to help you out, and you've done a good job around here. So, yeah. But anywhere that's empty, avoid the one, and I describe oboe. Avoid that room because just for the best.
So with that, he just goes up to the first floor and he finds that there's a room that kind of adjoins onto where Thorin's room is. It's more like a meeting room, if you like. It would be like a drawing room or whatever it would be. Yeah, and he makes his way up there. You hear the floorboards creaking above under his quite substantial weight, and yeah, he finds somewhere to get his head down. Quite grateful in the fact that you didn't have to take him in, and here he is. Yeah, so that would just leave you two, Thorin. What are you doing in Ulfgar?
Yeah, just sit down on a chair and sort of a big exhalation of breath, big sigh. Yeah, just sort of contemplating the last couple of hours, really.
Yeah. You did get quite a funny stare when you came out of the carriage, when only what was it, four people went in and 5 people came out. Now that the potion's sort of worn off and that fizzing sensation's gone away from your stomach, you look at yourself and feel that you're back to how you were.
Get out of the carriage. I'm like, you can be sneaky for a dwarf.
I have many skills. Many skills.
So we're all sat around the tavern, and I'm like, okay, what a day. We've got potentially a target on our heads from Xanathars. They just jumped us in the street. Sounds like Xanathars, with the help of Obo, have apprehended Ziraj, who I was tasked with dealing with. I can play that to my favour. And then I don't even know where to begin with the Elder Brain. That's not the brain. That's not. I don't understand what was going on there. But it was controlling the were-rats. So that's got to be a dent in somebody's plans. Like, you guys think that's all linked, and all of that we attacked today, and that Elder Brain, is that all Xanathars? Is that how you'd see that?
I don't know, I'd probably assume so, but after what I've seen, yeah, after what I've seen today, it could be anything.
So I just tell him,
Anything.
as I say to Thorin, Thorin, I think you'd agree that mine and Obo's friendship was tenuous at best.
I'd agree that most of your friendships are like that.
I can vouch that that is not the case.
I never said all. And I
Fuck
give you a
off.
wink.
Well, maybe mine and Obo's friendship was even less than tenuous at best. Anyway, Ulfgar, you said he was talking about the demon in the deep and Dark Lake.
Dark Lake, yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something to it, to be honest with you. Normally I'd laugh at such things, but all these things in separate ways have got meanings to me as well. That old lady.
I've seen what he does to people who laugh at his stories, and he clearly takes them very, very seriously. So, yeah,
Just give me
of course, meeting.
Just give me 30 seconds. I run upstairs and get my pack proper, and I come down with it, and I say, listen, you mentioned the demons in the deep, you mentioned Dark Lake, and I go into my pack, and I pull out a map of Dark Lake. I say, listen,
Where is this?
I know what this is, or is it just a map of the lake that I've got?
There are. This is a very, very, very old map. This was. You found this inside Wayback Cave, which is sealed off, a very long time ago. There are faded inscriptions around what appears to be a lake shape.
Yeah. Can I make out what the inscriptions were? For some reason, I feel like one of the reasons I was coming to Waterdeep was to do more. Excuse me, digging on this. To be honest with you, so I'll just say I don't know where it is. It's one of the reasons that I came to Waterdeep. Obviously, Thorin, Negan, and Obo did give me a helping hand, and he chokes on the word. Thank you for it. But yeah, one of the reasons was to come to the Waterdeep Library and do some research about this lake. It interested me. Can I read what the inscriptions say?
So the inscriptions are not in common. They're in a writing that. Well, what languages do you know?
I think it's Dwarvish, Dwarvish and Common.
Yeah.
Halfway.
They're not. The writing itself isn't too dissimilar from the look of Dwarven, but it's not Dwarvish. It's not Dwarvish that you're looking at.
I know
this
Giant
is
and Elvish.
I can read any language.
Okay.
I'll just say to the group anyway. It's like this is the map. I won't say specifically. Can you read the inscriptions? I'd imagine if someone can read the inscriptions, they'd read the inscriptions.
Can,
This is
do you
the map that I
take a
found.
look?
Yeah, help yourself.
So I have Eyes of the Rune Keeper, which means I can read any writing. Read
Nice.
the
Eyes of what?
Eyes of the Rune Keeper.
okay. You're gonna have to bear with me because we're going back quite a way here.
I did wonder if this is prepared or.
No. Give me
And if you
one
want us to
sec.
carry on talking, also we can do. We can get to that next time. If it helps you.
Yeah, so you carry on talking whilst Thorin studies the map.
Yeah, so just say, it's initially it was just a mapping that we found in Wave Echo Cave. It was
What's Wayback Cave? I mean, it sounds cool. It sounds. Not that I know what this is, but it sounds like an 80s pop band.
I don't know what 80s or pop is.
I know what pop
What?
is.
Sounds like some freaky bard shit.
Yeah, but it was a down in Philandon. There was a cave. The sea came into it, made sounds like waves. It echoed. There was some creepy shit in there, like a flaming skull. That was quite interesting. And
Did it have tentacles?
no, just the skull that was on fire, and we killed it. And
It was a
we went-
forge, if I remember rightly.
yeah, there was.
There was a magical
And then
forge in there.
We went into a room, came out of the room, and the flaming skull was back again, and we ended up finding a black spider. Either way, we saved the town. It was pretty cool. But in there, found a map, this map, and hey, it was interesting. I fancied it.
Dark Lake is the name of the place.
Yeah, darkly.
And then that's the same place that Obo's banging on about now.
Yeah.
In his drug-induced state.
But he was having
This one-
he was having nightmares when he was with us that he wouldn't talk about. I think
Yeah.
it's the same nightmares that he's talking about now.
Fancy right country. But at the end of the day, like as I say, you know me well enough to know that I wouldn't normally listen to any of Obo's shit. But I think this has got some gravity to it.
What was his spiritual leaning? Was he particularly like in tune with any of sort of the gods, or
Not that I know of.
We'd probably know that, having spent so much time with him.
Chaotic as fuck.
In terms of religion, no, he wasn't, and his upbringing wasn't a conventional upbringing. But what you do know of Obo was that he was born and raised in 10 towns. So he comes from the Icewind Dale area of the Sword Coast.
was he particularly like attuned to nature or to any of the elements in particular? Is he?
He was a druid.
But he's a druid.
Was he
He's a
raised
druid.
by wolves or something?
He was raised by wolves, yeah. He was raised by wolves. He was a druid. He wasn't attuned to any elements in particular, but I suppose he had affinity with frost because he was from the north. But other than that, anyway, listen, I'm not saying that we need to leave here now and find out where this Dark Lake is. But depending on what's going on, and if Obo's involved in any more of this stuff, I certainly don't think it's worth ignoring it.
Can I just try and clarify with you guys? Because I don't really know. He definitely seems to have like gone off the deep end, but is there like, from what you're saying, you're not missing him a great deal, but Thorin and Negan sleeping off every day, Feddies. Like, do you guys want to try and get in there and help him and save him and bring him back to who he was? Is this something that's on your agenda?
Well, I didn't know Obo for that long, but I know Negan trusted him. Negan.
I mean, he was a loose cannon, and he did some creepy, weird shit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But you could always rely upon him.
Okay,
When you needed him, he was always there.
I guess.
I mean, like that time, remember when we came out of Cragmere and he became that boar? Decimated everyone. It was amazing. Amazing to watch. He had his uses, he had his moments.
Yeah. I just.
It was just funny
then the
watching
next
them all bounce off the trees as he like rammed into him.
But then the week after, you know, we've killed a Kenku, like a bird-like thing, and he's flayed his face off and wore it as a mask.
Dark.
He did need a disguise.
Like the
There was
highs
that-
and lows.
There is method in the madness. He needed a disguise, and it was there.
This is what I'm. Okay,
Dave's
yeah,
already dead.
yeah.
This is Obo.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a read on how much do we want to focus our attentions and our efforts right now on Obo, and how much like there's the whole reason that you guys are here and I met you is because you come here chasing Blackwood, and we tried to follow that lead a couple of times. We're still on it, but
That's what Obo was doing.
Yeah.
In his own way.
right.
And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Dark Lake is where we're going now. But I thought it wouldn't be right for me to sit on this and not, say it.
Yeah.
Obo's clearly having a rough time of it if he's hit the drugs. But one thing that Obo has always done is he's a great bounty hunter. The fact that he's caught Zaraj, which you said is what you were looking to do.
Well, we discussed that as a group and decided that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us shouldn't take on the guy because he's fucking some huge ninja assassin who works with the
Doom Raiders.
Doom Raiders?
Yeah.
And then your ex-colleague is just coming back in for himself?
Well, like we
So
said,
he's
Obo always came through for us.
Well, he's done
your job for us.
He's done well, and maybe on the same side, maybe we underestimate what we're capable of.
Yeah, but you literally died 2 days ago.
And yet, here I stand, slaying brains.
You're welcome.
I'll keep the
I wouldn't go around telling people that you're slaying brains.
No, well, yeah. And what I was trying to get to is what's next.
Anyway, yeah, go on, carry on.
What's next? The next lead we've got on Blackwood. Try and chase down Obo. Just go all out for Xanathars.
Well, Obo left us because he thought we were too distracted from looking. He thought we were being distracted by too many things instead of doing what we set out to do, which was look for Blackwood. So for me, his sole intention from there was to go and hunt Blackwood.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want to know what this map says?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Have you got a pen and paper ready?
Oh god.
Because we're playing a pen and paper game, we should have.
Yeah.
So you have a kidney bean shaped lake.
Sideways, upways.
It would. Well, maybe not kidney bean.
Avocado shaped.
It's kind of. It's kind of. Two. Yeah, like 2 to 8. Do you know what I mean? It's on that 2 to 8 sort of slant.
Yeah.
So it's high at the 2 and it's low at the 8. It's got that sort of shape to it.
It just depends how you rotate the kidney bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like fulminating it, but hey.
So you point to a dot located on the edge of the lake, and this would be around about 3 o'clock. And the word sounds strange in your mind, but you say Slubudop.
Spell that, please.
That's SLOOBLUDOP.
Sloobydop.
Slubudop.
Sloobydop.
It's BLUDOP. Slubudop.
Oren, did you accidentally take a bit of that marina? Because
Just,
That's not a word I've ever heard.
just bear with me. I know it
I'm bearing,
sounds
I'm bearing.
weird.
I'm
That's what
bearing.
it says.
Okay, carry on. I trust your interpretation skill.
Which, backwards here, and I'll see what that says. Huddle boons. Anyway, next.
Okay. You point to another dot on the edge of the lake. This dot is between 7 and 8 o'clock. And this one says Gracklstool. Gracklstur. That's GRACKLSTUGH.
A little bit slower.
GRACK.
Yeah.
GRACKLSTUGH. Gracklstur. Stir.
Grackle stew.
Gracklstur.
Yeah.
Game breath.
Okay. You point to 12 o'clock. To another dot. And you say Mantol Derith.
Ooh, I know that one.
We've heard that one.
MANTOLDERITH.
We've heard of something very similar.
Captain Zord told me about that.
Mental Dereth or Mental Dereth.
Menzel Derek.
Oh, this is Mental Dereth, isn't it?
Is that different? This is the main capital city of the Underdark.
It's not Mental Dereth.
Okay.
Oh, very
From-
close to it.
From where you see Slubudop, there is a arrow which is pointing from that area away from the lake. And you see, you point to another name, and it says Velkenvelve. VELKYNVELVE.
Can I cast anagrams?
Have you?
And is that north or south of Slubadop?
Or east?
It would be southeast.
South, east.
Okay. At 12 o'clock, with an arrow going north, you then see the word, you read the word out. Menzo Berenzan.
That's the one. That's it.
MENZOBERRANZAN.
That's it.
Yeah, Menzo Barrington. Yeah.
That's where Captain Zord originally came from. And that questionable Lady of the Night.
But could Dark Lake be a source to the Underdark?
Sounds like Dark Lake could well be in the Underdark.
Sleep. I can't really take any of this in, can I?
You are.
Not unless you got restless. I'll allow you to get restless and come down if that's what you wanted.
I think I'm flat out because I'm just trying to get my my lives back up.
I'll fill you in the morning, big man.
Right,
Giggity, giggity.
is there anything else on it?
No.
That's in the Underdark.
Well, at least we've got information to go off that. I can go and do some research.
Let's go down there.
Like 1 second ago, you're talking about not getting distracted.
I've got this little mushroom myconoid guy, and I
Myconid.
pronounced but whatever.
Is that his name? Micken.
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. A lot of things are pointing down there. Not just my perfect skin and strange mushroom like pet.
Yeah, but we don't even know where in the Underdark this is.
Dark Lake.
Oh,
South.
Where's the Dark Lake?
Yeah, we need to do some digging.
I can go see Captain Zord and you can tell me all about it. You can all come too. Oh, there's that.
Menzo Berezan where he said he come from.
He came up here from Menzo Berezan, yeah.
Did he come from the doctor?
He's
So
drowned.
he knows how to get back there, and then we can go to the
Ian.
lake from there.
He and all his crew are drowned. Yeah.
Well, if we were that way inclined, we could probably get past John's ship. But the other thing that I'm fully aware of is currently right now, like, we are not making any money at all to fund anything.
No.
Like, maybe Captain Zord would take us on his ship. He'd take you if you're one of his own. But,
Yeah, he offered me to join his crew,
but would he just take us free of charge? I doubt it.
no, I don't think you can sail to the Underdark.
Well, why not? They brought Mike up from the Underdark in a boat.
Yeah, but his boat's like big and in the sea.
Yeah, but he might sail it somewhere and up to a river or something. Like, doesn't say that Dark Lake or the route to Dark Lake's around here, does it?
Roll a history check.
Everybody or
You particular.
I got 15.
fuck all.
All right then. So from Tavis's perspective, then, what you heard when you were in the tavern was that the barge had come from Skullport.
Yeah, which you know is in the Underdark. You know that's a way to get there. So yeah, so the barges come from Skullport. So that you know there are underground rivers.
Yeah, there's
That
literally
you
a way. Like the ship that we went on that Zord had, like 50 times the size of the ship that the little boat that the Duragar was sailing. Like, not the same.
Yeah, but is Dark Lake in the Underdark, or is Dark Lake somewhere that you can get passage through to in the Dark? Dark Lake could be in the middle of some mountains, and it could feed into the Underdark like some log flume.
Just to clear up any confusion, when you spoke to Captain Zord, what you did know was that they actually hail from Luskan, which is a city to the north, which is a city that's ruled by sort of pirate law, if you like. He said originally he was from Menzo Berenzon.
Yeah.
But when they came to the surface, and what he's been doing recently is being from the city of Luskan.
There'd be a lot of details I'd need to clarify, because yeah.
As I say,
What is this?
As I say, I've not blown this up to say, yeah, let's head off and leave.
No, but it's good to pull knowledge. It's like
Yeah.
making a jigsaw with each putting
Yeah, oh, I completely agree.
pieces together.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's,
Perhaps you can go see him tomorrow.
I can definitely do that. Yeah.
Because I don't imagine captains of ships stick around in one place for very long.
No, but last time I spoke, which was only like two days ago, he was here for another week, so I think we'll be alright. But I think we need to. It's really difficult because so much crazy shit keeps happening. But like, what's our most time-sensitive issue that we need to try and bottom out here? We've got the party happening in what might be a week or so.
Yeah.
That Blackwood is linked to.
mhm.
Got Obo, who's who knows, but somehow in leagues with Xanathars. Got to the bottom of Ziraj, like that that's over, I should probably go and report back to Maloon about that. How I spin it is another head scratcher. But we had a lead for Blackwood at the Taylors, didn't we?
Maybe that's something we can follow up on.
Is this the most pressing thing to try and track down Blackwood? Is this still priority number one, or is anything changed in what we're after? And like everything that we've seen today, like the horrible exploitation of these underdark fungi, myconoid,
Thanks.
like his people.
Well, it seems that we've done the city a huge service in
I
taking
think
down this drug den. So do we know anyone that would appreciate knowing about that? That we can tell and maybe claim a reward? Because
Balloon of Greyhound.
we need to fix this place up, so
I think Balloon.
I'm all
And
for
Greyhounds.
rewards.
He should be grateful. He's never mentioned rewards before, and I kind of set off in his debt. But then the last time we spoke, he was pretty positive about what I'd done and found out and dug up so far.
Yeah, it's
Like
one,
I got-
it's one thing finding information, it's another thing.
Yeah,
dealing with
absolutely. Would we want to present ourselves all together and say,
No.
Here, see what we collectively have done, or do you want it to be a me thing? I don't want to take the credit. I wouldn't have been there without you guys, so that's irrelevant to me. But do we want to publicly announce ourselves as the Troll Skull whatevers, and say we are the ones who've helped you with this issue?
I think you've got to be very careful that we work within the laws of the city.
Oh, we probably haven't. It wouldn't have been possible to achieve the task at hand if we had.
I say to everyone, look, back in Philandon, I got approached by a group of people. I don't want to go into it too much, but they're a group for good. They've got some contacts in town. They gave me a lead to chase up this drug deal, which we have done. I'll tie up with them tomorrow, see if I can get any more information. I've asked them to see if you can find out about Blackwood as well, so maybe I can tie up with them and see what I can sort out.
And what are you getting out of it for getting this information for them?
I'm getting information back and I'm doing all the goodness of my heart. It's the right thing to do.
We are. I mean, yeah.
Like you said before, we're not earning a lot of money at the minute.
No.
And we're busy doing good things. Seems like we should get paid.
That's the question.
Okay. First thing tomorrow. You find out what you can find out from your lot. Come and report back. See if there's any financial ramifications. After we know that side of it, I'll go to Maloon because he's very much part of the setup of the city. He's, I don't know, like your guy. It sounds like your guys are a bit all over the place, not in a negative way, but like they don't operate like Maloon's because he's a Greyhounds. That's Greyhounds are for this city in particular. So if we've helped the city, as it were, perhaps we'd be more likely to get the thing. But I'd wait to see what your guys say.
I can find out. I can get some information. And I can ask if there's any, if he knows of any jobs or any work that's going on. We can make a little bit of coin on the side.
I mean, if they're not interested in giving us coin, they could always help out with Rimple's situation. Maybe help us get a license.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that as well. He's got issues with Casper Reynard, hasn't he?
I think we all do that, guy.
He's a bit of a douche.
Yeah, but we don't have any means of swaying,
Maybe,
swaying the people that matter.
yeah, but maybe we aren't the best people to do it. We've got Frederick upstairs. He's looking for a bed.
He must have had a license already, or
Yeah,
like,
he's tidied this place up.
and he had a tavern. He must have some sway with.
We could make him the licensee of the place if we want to sell. Cut him in.
Or we could just make him do that for his board for now.
No, that's the cutting in bit.
So, what about this? How urgently do you want to follow up this tailor? So, in the morning, I'll go see William at some point. You go see your guys. How urgently do you want to go check out this tailor's?
Do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you going to go and see Zord though as well, or?
If I'm honest, I'd like.
I mean, Ulfgar's well dressed. Nagan's upstairs.
If I'm honest, I'd like a second to see Zord because that guy kind of still freaks me out a bit.
Would you want to see Zord by yourself, or?
No, I'd like a second. Someone slightly more handy than my little mushroom friend.
Nagan?
Any of the rest. I mean, they did take a bit of an interest in Negan. He could be good.
Yeah, take Negan. I mean, you might want to get him to wear a cloak or something as he's walking through town.
I don't need to. Because it was Xanathars.
You kind of attack Ben. It's alright, we'll find something dead and cut its face off, stick it on him.
Yeah, I've heard that's a disturbing disguise.
Also works.
Does work.
And then we're also waiting for silvered weapons to come back.
Oh god.
Ulfgar's. Correct, Ulfgar?
I think that guy's pissed, he's just been sat there drinking all this time. Yep, speechless.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a couple of days, I think he said.
When are we expecting that back, Ulfgar?
When did you get? Did you go this morning or yesterday?
This morning.
No, so that's still a couple of days away. It's the day after tomorrow.
And then, isn't Sildar coming back with some because we returned? Sacred, ancient, magical, not magical, sacred, ancient item.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big the reward will be because we also lost the gemstone he gave us.
Well, you don't know who's lost that yet. It can still turn up. Also, that was part of the bartering process for us getting back the crown.
I'm also going to swing by the market tomorrow to get some provisions for this place.
And I could use a healing potion. I've used it.
Yeah. Go shopping. Because at the moment, like, we've got, I don't know how much ale we've got left, but it's probably not a great deal, unless Rimple can supply us with some.
Rimple was sending you back from when me and Ulfgar went to see him.
So we're good on cider, or food-wise, we can probably do with going and getting some supplies, some meat, breads, cheeses.
We could send Frederick to do that.
Yeah.
Give a man a job he can do.
Some lamb. I fancy lamb for tea. With rosemary
And lemon.
and lemon.
Unpredictable. Okay, that's a rough plan for the morning then. I suggest we hit the hay and then get on with it.
I kick Ulfgar. Hey, anything you want to do tomorrow? You.
Potions.
Oh, okay. Thought you muted then.
So just to clarify, I'm off to see my guy, you're off to see yours and Zord. Do you want to go to the tailor's, Thorin? You're like pretty flamboyant with your clothing, maybe. You can
Yeah, go there.
you can go there and
Flash Harry.
Yeah, use your charm. Do what you can wangle out of these people.
What you want to do? Do you want to try and get some outfits organised for the party, or are we gonna try and sneak in?
No, I think maybe try and go for the old rent-a-suit kind of sketch. See what they can do for the ball, see what they can do work, like clothes-wise. See if they know anything about the ball. And Blackwood. Ulfgar's looking at him. He's like one dapper chap now that I've dressed him up.
I mean, he's had a shave.
Well, he's still got his beard, but it's braided. It's beautiful.
Just spent 5 hours in a cell.
Never looked so good.
Never looked so good as in 3 hours ago when you're invisible.
Cheeky fucker.
I flip over the map. Is there anything on the back side of it?
From what you can see, no.
And you got a piece of charcoal that could do with taking down some measurements of you guys?
Oh yeah, pass him some charcoal. I also say, I don't know. I know what you're gonna say. He's taking the piss, blah blah blah. But I have also heard of secret inks on paper that you can use lemon and heat for. It shows up.
Yes, lemon solves everything.
Lemon solves a lot of things. Need to garnish a drink? A lemon. Need something to put on a bit of battered pancake? Lemon.
To be honest, the paper does look like the Declaration of Independence. To be fair,
That's what I'm thinking. Just top right hand corner. Can I squeeze a tiny bit of lemon on the top right hand side and does anything show?
yeah, you. All right, okay. Let's roll for an investigation.
This is where the fucking map melts. I'm shit at investigation.
How are you?
No, it's perception I'm good at.
Yeah, I'm shit at
Well-
investigation too.
So I'm gonna go for a new dice.
Can I help him by now he's rolled?
That's not a natural 20.
Doesn't he help? First roll
Was
of
it?
a new dice in a game.
No
Was it?
way.
Was it El Natural?
Oh, natural.
Oh my god.
Is that a metal dice too?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fair play.
No way the fuck that just worked.
You make the map wet.
Yeah. You definitely know that map is dissolving.
It's I think. As you take the lemon, cutting it up, and start to apply the juice to the lemon as a reagent to see whether there's anything that would potentially appear.
There's something on this map, but lemons isn't gonna cut it.
No.
It's like the situation he didn't expect to happen. He couldn't have got a better role for it.
I just love that this came out of a joke.
Started with a joke, ended with a roll. Now the DM's having it in mind.
Right, okay.
And that ends
Let me
tonight's
just have
session.
a-
Folks, we'll catch up next time.
just find. Because this is not really expected. Let me just.
I mean, for the sake of brevity, realistically, I don't think we're going to or would act upon it anyway. So if it helps you to come back to me and after the game, if you want to have a think on it.
Maybe it takes a couple of hours or overnight for the lemon juice to soak in. Then we can.
No, I did. I had some. I just don't know whether it's the right thing. Let me just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no, it's cool, mate.
Yeah, let's just say for the time being, you can see that there's something that is starting to appear on the paper itself, but this is not a quick process. You don't want to apply too much lemon where there's lines already appearing, so you're just trying to work around it and try and fill out more of the of maybe what the writing or detail that you can see. And as that's working, you can continue to finish up while I just have a look through this. So deciding on what you want to do next.
Okay. So we're going to split up a little bit just in the morning. All of these different leads. Do you want to go see your guys before? What are they called, by the way?
No, I'd rather not say.
So
I don't know how precious they are about people knowing everything.
So do you want to go and see them and then come back and then I'll go see Maloon? Because that's a bit more of an open book. And if they give us a bit more, I can offer a bit more to Maloon. Or
where do you need to see Maloon?
you want it all?
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Oh, it's not the little. Never mind. Okay. Yes, we can go there together.
Go to the Iron Portal. Come back. You want to go and see Zord with Negan?
With whoever, I'm easy.
While,
You go with Negan, and then if you want me to come with you, Thorin or Ulfgar.
I mean, while you're in the Yawning Portal, you could try and speak to Ezreal while you're there. See if she can get us an invite to the party.
Well,
Or do you want me to come and I can speak to her?
She's the red. Fine.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think.
She's also Ezreal Rosnar.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, maybe Thorin.
Sounds like a job for you, Thorin.
Yeah, I think you should come along. Thorin. You've got a good relationship with her after the race. I mean, I'm sure we're not going to struggle to keep Negan and Ulfgar away from the Iron Paul. Maybe we can just say we're going for breakfast. Go for breakfast, and then we can decide at breakfast who's going with you to see Zord and who's going with Thorin to see.
Sounds good.
Because then, we might get some more information from your guy and my guy that might help us.
Yeah.
So,
I'd want us to all have a conflab about how we sell what we've discovered and what we know and what we've achieved to Maloon, because he's like a big wig in the grey hands and everything, and like you promote the last time to put a bit of police on.
Has he got sway with the guild?
I don't know exactly how that works. It certainly has sway with the sort of police element of.
I mean, as far as I know, we haven't broken any laws. We haven't killed anyone.
Oh, we almost certainly have. Unauthorized use of magic, killing of people. I can't remember the exact.
So we're better find the street.
Like we've definitely broken a number of laws. We shouldn't.
So every
like,
time
yeah.
I want to cast prestidigitation or something like that, I need to ask for permission.
Preston Station's like, alright.
I mean, you've been in this city a bit longer than I have.
I think that's true.
The laws would. The laws are like. The things that you certainly can't do. You can't assault a citizen.
Tick.
We've done that.
Yeah, but we don't have to include that as part of taking down the drug den.
I also think we were defending ourselves there as well.
Like, when
Yeah,
we
well,
got attacked in the street and we hurt people, yeah, that was defending ourselves, but in the drug den, we didn't actually hurt anybody.
Shoot your brain.
That's for them to decide. Though. Not. That's not. We aren't. We aren't the arbiters of the law here.
Either way, we're speaking to Maloon, seeing who's got any sway with the guilds.
Murdering a citizen without justification,
No justification of the attackers.
death or hard labour up to 10 years, and damages up to 1,000 gold pieces paid to the victim's kin, and then it's a separate offence of murdering a citizen with justification, and you still get exiled for 5 years, or hard labour for 3 years, and 1,000 gold pieces for the victim's kin. Like, yeah, we need to box clever with how we spin this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So,
we had
either way-
justification, we were trying to rescue Siraj to bring him in.
Yes, we had justification, that's fine. The punishment is still the his exile.
There's been anyone we killed anyone?
Yeah, this is why I just said we should have a discussion before we go and decide exactly what we're spilling to Malia.
Yeah.
It does seem like he's got a lot on his plate, like.
We went to the Hanging Lantern. We snuck into a secret underground place. We snuck into a separate secret underground place. Where I accidentally tripped over a torch and set the place on fire.
That reminds me. Did it seem like ringing any bells to you that this insignia in the weird Elder Brain layer was reminiscent of the insignia of the Hanging Lantern?
Can I make any correlation between the two?
When you say insignia, you just mean the colour of the banner.
And the symbol.
I know, stylistically, it's, yeah.
Yeah, they were similar in colour. Yeah.
Similar in colour.
Yeah, I don't know. That place felt dodgy, and I wonder if
It's certainly dodgy.
there's a link.
Oh yeah, there probably is. I mean, it is on top of it.
The point being is we don't have to disclose the killing of anybody, any licensed folks. We don't disclose that part. Just say we were in there, we saw this, or you didn't even see Zoraj. You got off on informant.
I didn't see
Did you say Fox clever?
confident.
What I'm saying is, like, if we're all happy, get Frederick to start getting this place in. He's already looked at the place, looked better already.
Does, yeah.
He's had interactions with the guilds. If we've got to change the name of this place so that Casper Reynard doesn't think it's this place, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
If we want it to be a tavern, do we want it to just be partly a tavern? Do you want other things in here? Volume.
Taverns are good start.
Or, I don't know, get provisions, get a license, get it open.
So you're gonna ask your guys for some jobs as well.
I'll see if there's anything going for the coin.
Okay.
In a town this big, there's got to be something.
With all this going on. Yeah.
You can go and see Zord and ask him about Blackwood as well. He might know something. I sent him a message a little while ago,
Who's that?
but I haven't heard back from him.
What'd you say?
Just asking him, just trying to relate to him. He said he was an outcast. You say you're an outcast. I'm a bit of an outcast. think everyone sat around this table is a bit of an outcast in their own way.
Agree with that.
Maybe we can all look out for each other. Maybe Zord will tickle a sweet spot, as it were.
Cool.
I'll ask him about Blackwood.
Definitely.
Ask him about Darkley.
Yes. I'll take a copy. Yeah. Use my cartographer's tools and take a copy of the map that is left.
I'm still lemoning it, but you can have it straight afterwards.
I just want the other side.
Just roll a. Let's have a look. Just roll a straight dexterity check for me.
Lol, it's me. We'll go downhill with the next.
Is that me or him?
You're doing the copy of the map, aren't you?
Me, yeah. I got 10.
Yeah. Okay. It's it's not a complete forgery of it, but it's definitely passable and functional.
It looks more like an avocado than a kidney bean, but
It does.
alright then, let's sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
what a crazy day.
Cool. Go to bed.
So you guys, are you guys all heading off?
Will do, yeah.
Ulfgar?
Yeah, gonna pass out where I am, I think.
As usual.
But yeah, had quite a day.
Okay. So you all head off to your.
Is he asleep before we leave?
Is he?
I'd say he's just drifting off as you're going upstairs.
Can I stall back 5 minutes?
Yeah. Some rolls here.
Yeah. Can I tie his hair into 2 bunches?
He's bald, isn't he?
Balls. What's that hair?
He's got a big beard and he's bald.
What he lacks in hair, he makes up for in beard.
Can I take the charcoal out of my bag and draw some hair on and draw it into bunches?
Make a. Well, first of all, make a stealth check.
What's on the floor?
What's your passive perception, Ulfgar?
9.
11.
Okay. So yeah, you wait for him to look like he's sort of nodding off, sort of see his head bobbing a little bit, and you head back into the tap room.
Draw some hair on him.
Just make a sleight of hand check.
Natural 1. That's very good.
Yeah, as soon as the charcoal touches your head, Ulfgar, you feel it.
You little shit.
I just slap him on the back of the head and say goodnight.
Good night, mate.
Okay, so you all head off to your designated rooms. The night passes without incidents. Who's getting up first?
Get up pretty handy and go and check on Mike.
I'm also pretty handy.
Yeah, with the noise, I just wake up as well as they're coming down.
Okay. Negan, Thorin.
Yeah, I'll do my usual and head out onto the balcony before I head down. Just have a look up and down the street.
Okay.
Frederick up.
Jay, you're on mute there, mate.
So yeah, I just start waking up, but obviously I'm just sort of let down, knowing obviously I a couple of punches.
Yeah, Frederick's up early as well. He managed to cobble some bread whilst you were out. So there's some bread and there's some butter. It's not huge substantial breakfast, but it's probably one of the first times that there's actual food in the tavern.
Say to Frederick, and he's bringing over some bread and stuff like that. It's like, morning, Frederick. You alright?
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Better here than I was sleeping.
Beautiful. How much do you reckon it would cost to stock this place with some supplies, some decent supplies?
Well, to find decent supplies, just for us, or some food, some drink. Just make sure we've got enough in for you guys.
Yeah, I think drink wise we've got some cider, and I think we've got a little bit more coming on the way. I think just for the time being, maybe enough supplies for us for, I'd say a week, but I don't know if that's feasible with, the way stuff stores. So say for the next 3 or 4 days, some meat, vegetables, decent amount of meals.
It all depends on how much money you've got. I mean, if you give me what you want to spend, and I'll make it stretch as far as I can.
Am I there?
Yeah, you've gone down and checked on the mic on it, but there's no real sort of change. They seem quite settled.
Happy enough. Doesn't seem to be failing right.
It was showing some sort of like rudimentary affection, but there was no sort of, you didn't sort of sense anything once you walked away. It seemed quite content where it was.
And from now on, can we refer to this as a mic check?
Mic check. Wow. Wow.
Can I kick him from the Discord?
It's not going to get any better. But if he comes anywhere near me, he's going to get a mic drop.
Oh yes. So they seem fine. You going back upstairs here?
Yeah. So Frederick, your old place, obviously that's ended badly. Did you have anything by way of insurance or that?
No.
And the city, I don't know how the city works. They won't recompense you by the fact that your tavern was burned to the ground by assailants?
No noble's gonna put his hand in his pocket to save my tavern.
But you had a license to sell liquor.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Is that transferable?
I don't know. Speak to the guild.
Yeah, do you mind?
Have you got a good in with the guild? Who's your favourite person at the guild? Who's your go-to?
I know a lot of guilds. I know a lot of. I know the innkeepers guild quite well. But yeah, there's not just the one guild that you deal with. You sell food. You're dealing with another guild, or the upkeep of your property. There's another guild. But yeah, I've run businesses like this, well, for years and years. So yeah, I know people. I know who I can go to.
I'll tell you what.
What you?
Tell you what, Frederick. How about this? If you're able to, set this up as a running tavern, get your room, or food, maybe
Protection.
Yeah. Make it, Mi casa, su casa.
Well,
Seems like a pretty sweet deal.
I'm assuming that you've never run a business like this before.
No, but I'm interested to learn and understand it.
Well,
My grandfather made wine.
how much disposable cash have you got?
Party bonds?
Let me check.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, the startup's expensive. It's gonna cost around the region of 250 gold just for licenses. I might be able to get that down with transferring my license in my name. But look, if you've got cash up front that I can use, I can get this business up and running pretty quick and turn in a profit. And if you let me stay here, then look, I'll run your business for you. You can go off and do what you need to do, and you'll always have a home, you'll always have an income.
I'd
really appreciate-
you go to the guilds. We upset Casper Reynard.
Casper Reynard, what, that prick?
Yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
hard to upset him.
He is a prick.
he is a prick. You're dead right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, don't worry about him.
Well, tell you what, we know a guy, Rimple. I don't know if you've heard of him or his cider.
Rimple. Oh, the cider. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Ripple's
Little guy.
cider.
Yeah.
Good dude. Yeah, it's what we've got here at the moment. We might be able to get a bit of an exclusive deal to sell his wares. We may have to sell it under a different name, but we'll tie it with Rimple.
Let's try and keep this side of our dealings above board. We can use, hopefully, Frederick's influence, sounds like he's a well-connected guy, to maybe get Rimple stuff over the threshold and we can just sell it as what it is.
Look, let's go one step at a time. Look, I don't like Reynard one little bit, but you don't see many free houses around here. Everyone's got the ferocious brewery on their books. So let's sort out the licenses first, and then we can sort out your Rimple problem after that.
Okay. I, as Isla, am going to take 100 of my own golden, beautiful pieces and bang that into the party coin. Everyone's
So how much does the party coin have?
No, I've just got 100 in it. Gold-wise, we've got 326, 2 platinum, 174 silvers. We've got enough to get the license and change. So if we give Frederick 300, maybe to get licenses and see what we can get us with the other 50 gold pieces.
Are you telling us that you just put 100 of your own coin in to do the plan?
Yeah, but I remember there was a time that I took 100 gold pieces out and gave it to everyone.
So has anybody else got anything they can chip in with?
I mean, I've
Help us
got
get this
some
thing
coin.
moving.
This is what we want to do. Like, we're talking saying that we need some money. Frederick has kindly offered to run a business for us and said he can turn us a profit.
Sounds like, to me, and this is like a little side chat, to me, we get this going, get Frederick up and running with it as soon as we can, whilst he's here and wants to, whilst he's still in our gratitude, because we helped him, or we saved him, or whatever. Give him a place to stay. I think we should invest now. I can invest to save kind of deal. We can invest in him. He seems trustworthy. Like
Maybe Thorin can come up with some, like, top games as well.
I mean, what's the plan for this place? Do we want a tavern?
well, let's get it started as a tavern. If you want to branch out, we can branch out. But Frederick knows the game. He knows the tavern game. I've got a bit I could chip in. What did you throw in as well?
100 in. You can get runners as a tavern, but as you say,
I could throw 100 in to help the start-up cost so we can start offering some food and drink. Hunters.
I've got 1 gold piece that I can contribute.
maybe you pick that.
I think you could donate one of the theoretical barrels of ale that Isla gave you for waiting in that cell.
I'll be more than happy to do so.
Right, so you need 200.
Both barrels.
I said to Frederick, you need 250 gold for the licensing, and then what about supplies?
You put in 100.
Look, I can get supplies. Depends on what you want. You're not going to start opening up to
No, I'm
punters
just
straight
talking
away.
about our personal supplies for the next few days.
Yeah, well, whatever. Whatever you want to spend, it makes no odds. If you want me to, if you want to spend lavish, I'll go get you lavish supplies. You want the basics, I'll just go and get some basics. It won't cost a lot. A few silvers, and I'll have enough supplies in here to last us a couple of days. But you've really got to start thinking really about how you grow this, because right now, yeah, this place will probably suit the dock ward, or even worse, the copper district. But in the north ward, there's quite a few nice places around here. You've really got to start looking at sprucing this place up, but one step at a time.
Yeah,
Get your licenses.
we had the guild in not that long ago, and the repairs weren't cheap.
What did they quote you?
1,500 gold.
I mean, it's probably not far off. I could probably get it done for 1,000.
It was a sim and net that we had here.
No, I don't know. Well, I know people in the guilds. I could probably get it. I'd probably get it for 1,000.
I don't know. What do you reckon? Are we better saving up the money, getting the place turned good, and then open it when it's shut, or start trying to get some money in now?
Well, we can get our license together and then fix it up and then open it later.
It's not going to be a quick thing, but let me do some digging. Let me do some short talking and see what we can do with your money. Look, you've got a tavern, and you know what? This used to be a fantastic place.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not doing anything for you.
I give him 300 gold.
300.
What are you chucking in, Owen?
Well, we don't need to chuck anything in now. 300 gold's plenty.
No, that's all. That's from the party stuff that we keep all together.
But he's already given it.
Be helpful. He put in 100 of his, 100 of mine.
You put 100 in as well.
I put 100 in, yeah.
It's 400 then.
He doesn't need that much money.
But it's all gonna help.
To be fair, 400 is probably that'll get us license, supplies. Probably we're going to need a few basic tables and chairs because some of the stuff been battered.
Well, look, I might see if I can get us a safe, because you guys are carrying around a lot of money on you. He's right. I don't need that much money straight off the bat. However, if I do need access to money while you're out, if it's in the safe, then it's there. But let me go and speak to the guilds first. I'll see what I can do. If we can transfer the licenses, or at least do it on the cheap, then I'll see what I can negotiate.
Yeah, let's see.
It's the least I can do.
Let's see what we can come up with today. Over the next few days.
Alright, well, I'm gonna suggest that I'm gonna put that extra 100 that I suggested that I would give over. I'll put it into party funds, for the party funds. And if anybody else would like to do the same, then that's fine.
So 300 to Frederick and another 100 in the pot.
I'll put 100 into the party fund. We don't give it to Frederick yet because he doesn't need it. He wants to go see the girls.
Well, giving Frederick 300 then.
Yeah, and I'll put 200 back into the party fund.
Okay, so the party fund hasn't changed just between you guys.
Yeah.
Our fund's gone up by 100 basically. And you've gone down, whatever. That's alright.
50 gold is a lot of money for what he needs to do with it. He'll
Probably.
have ample change.
Yeah, but it'll be there to help us kickstart the next one.
Yeah, well, got 300, so it's, excuse me, a fifth of the way there to renovating the place. Well, now we need to start trying to find a steady
Income.
income.
I mean, ultimately, if next day we're chasing down Blackwood and we meet some guy and then I lace my palm with 200
then-
gold,
but then-
give us rent.
At the end of the day, we need some form of income. Frederick's going to start sorting that out, and we'll hopefully start getting income. We say getting income pretty soon, so maybe within a couple of weeks we'll start getting something. But for now, we've got enough to live off on places that we need to go, people we need to see.
Yeah. So how much is in the party fund now? Just so you know.
Gold, just straight up gold, 326.
26.
There's more in way of silver and coppers and stuff like that. We've got about 705 copper, 174 silver, 490 electric, which has like 50 pence pieces, 326 gold and 2 platinum. Because we spent a lot on the deeds for the house.
Cool.
Frederick, can you, with some of that gold, and I'll give him 15 more gold out of my own money. I ask him to get a feather bed and nice duvet, drop down pillows, and a cabinet and a wardrobe.
He takes it and he's... Yeah. I'll see what I can sort out.
Cheers.
Cool.
Chair.
Right.
So with that, he starts to sort of gather his things, and you sort of see that his demeanor's changed. He's got like a... He's walking like he's got a purpose. He's walking like he sort of picked his head up a bit off his chin, and you sort of see how grateful he is. And
You need some more.
Sorry, I
That
dropped
would
down.
go to we can't make this place into a pub.
Oh, if he's got it, yeah, we do.
We can have it in a bit. He's good with his money. Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, I
It
dropped down.
was my crown for you.
is there anything else you wanted to do before you leave the tavern?
No, I've checked in on Mike, haven't I?
You checked in on the Mike on it, yeah.
Mike, check.
Mike check.
Did
I
I
just
did I miss anything while I was gone?
No.
Cool.
I just shout out, Liff, if anyone comes round who shouldn't be here, scare them off.
Oh, yeah, also, are you cool with all this? Like, we're gonna make this a tavern again and get a hustle and bustle going on in here?
You don't at this time. You don't see Liv.
Oh, cheers, mate.
We should, you know what we should have done? We should have left a dusty bit. Remember how we used to, like, write in the dust?
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore because it's fucking clean. Alright, and the simulator.
So is there any way of locking the door? If we do lock the door, can Frederick get back in?
Yeah. When you were given when you were given Troll Skull, you were given keys to the door.
I'm going to say we gave one to Frederick.
Yep.
Fuck, how many do we have? Key factor in cohabiting. How many keys do you have to the address?
I don't know. You can pick locks.
I can sometimes. Locks. Yeah. Guess we got a couple.
Yeah, a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
May as well stick it in Thorin's bag.
Or my portable hole.
But the bag's easy to put in. The port hole's quite fun.
Anyway, let's head off. We're all heading in the same direction. So
Okay. So nothing else to do before you leave?
I feel like they'll say that there is, but I can't think of what it is.
No, normally when I say that we'll leave it there, everyone goes, "Oh, I just wanted to do." So I just wanted to make sure that that we were all
I've changed my spells.
okay.
Cool. Oh yeah, I need to put
Okay.
hit points back up.
Okay, so
Right,
as you guys step down the steps from Troll Skull, weather's quite a nice day. It's not a cloudless sky, but there's just nice wispy clouds, blue sky. The morning seems nice and fresh. Where's he going now?
He's just now
Couldn't wait that 1 minute.
Oh, should we Negan, do you think you should probably put a cloak on or something?
Proceed, sorry.
Shame.
Okay, so as you step out into the morning air, all about to head off to Troll Skull, off to Yawning Portal. You start to head off down the road when there is a huge explosion in front of you. You feel the ground rumble. You see a flash of red and orange before white and smoke engulf the street. You see you hear the rain of glass on the floor. And there's just smoke everywhere, and really does take you by surprise. It's a huge explosion. As you stand in shock and you look as the smoke starts to drift and to disperse. A good few minutes, or a good half minute to a minute, of you standing there in shock, you see the front of Corellan's crown is just gone, and the front of the shop is just being absolutely decimated. Rubble and glass and the shop front just litter the street ahead of you. And that's where we'll leave it for today.
Can I just quickly run back inside and numb you?
Fuck off.